Good day. Everybody out there is having a good one. So, it seems like I'm just not going to talk about this. Black Sabbath has a ballet now, which, Tony Iommi makes a surprise appearance on stage at Black Sabbath Ballet premiere. Now, listen, first of all, I think it's cool that they would even be recognized in this arena, and somebody would think, hey, you know what would be cool is if we did a whole ballet revolved around Black Sabbath songs, and to get to the skinny of it, the songs that were chosen, I understand some of them, but some of them he's like, really? They got Paranoid, Iron Man, War Pigs, Black Sabbath, Solitude, Orchid, Laguna Sunrise, which I could definitely see as a ballet, no matter what, and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. It's going to run through September 30th. Going down here, seeing some cool pics. You can go to the article at Blabbermouth. We'll have it all linked up. This is the thing. It looks every bit as hokey as you'd kind of think it is, because it's a bunch of people that, most of them probably don't listen to Black Sabbath at all. Black Sabbath probably doesn't even come into their world. But the respect and admiration on both ends of this cannot be denied. And like I said, these are a few picks, and these are some really nice picks. I think they did really cool. I'm assuming this would be War Pigs, but just looking at some of the picks, it's kind of hard to decipher. But with some of the imagery, I'm kind of thinking that top one right there might be War Pigs. But either way, we go up to the top here. Now, Tony Iommi, he's in awesome spirits about this. Now, at the premiere was also Geezer Butler, who was on stage during Paranoid, and also Ozzy Osbourne was there. Led Zeppelin's Robert Plant, Electric Light Orchestra's Bevan, who was a touring drummer from 83 to 84 for Black Sabbath, and played percussion on Eternal Idol. Iommi took to social media saying thanks to everyone who supported the ballet, the premiere. Last night, I'm honored to be involved with these talented dancers. I'm afraid I won't be at every performance. Now, this last April, Iommi was asked by Birmingham World if he could ever have imagined that half a century after he formed Sabbath, that Birmingham Ballet Company would be dancing to their music. And, well, unshockingly, Tony laughed. And I wouldn't have believed that, really, to be honest. At the time, when I got involved with Black Sabbath, I thought it was great because it was something so different, and hasn't been done before. And I found it, I think, a good challenge. I'm looking at our music differently now, because it is being interpreted in a different way. It's still got the basic things, but then it also has this different orchestral things coming in. And then never thought for a minute we would have people dancing to Black Sabbath and War Pigs, Iron Man, but here we are. You know, as for whether he thinks the Black Sabbath ballet could inspire heavy metal fans to become ballet fans, you know, Iommi said, I certainly hope so, which, you know, is the right response you would expect. And you hope with these things crossing the arenas that there'll be a different respect, that people will learn to appreciate that, wow, there's a lot of heavy metal that has a lot of similarities to a lot of orchestral music that, you know, we dance to, and that, you know, we will play, you know, being orchestral members. We've seen all of the times where we've involved orchestras in heavy metal bands, and you know, it's been awesome, especially when done right. He says, I certainly hope so. I mean, it is a strange combination, but you've got to push the boat out, and you know, hopefully you can get everybody together. But they're opposite, but they're not at the same time, because it's still creative. They're creating what they're doing. We are creating what we've done and bringing them together. And I think it'd be really interesting to see the Sabbath fans then see the ballet fans liking it, hopefully. I do think people will go to this as fans and also as a curiosity. And like I said, there is video. I'll have this whole article and all this stuff linked up so you can check it out for yourself. But I could foresee other bands, music really being put in the ballet. You know, we've already seen this kind of already being done with some bands. So I could see more heavy rock and heavy metal bands. I mean, look at the stories told in like Dio songs, and you know, and Black Sabbath songs, but or you know, a lot of Styx, yes, the bands that are Rush, bands that take you on these big huge journeys. I can really see this, you know, being something that the ballet at least takes in, especially with seeing how this does, you know, keeps in mind and looks, you know, at other bands maybe under a different light and says, you know, I think we could put a good ballet together with you know, there's some bands out there that I can picture this, you know, and that are heavier bands, and perhaps even you know, newer ones. Artist director Carlos Acosta revealed 5 months ago that 60% of the tickets at that point had been bought by Sabbath fans. He said that Black Sabbath is so different from the world of ballet, and I wanted to multiply our reach. I hate to be predictable. Well, sir, you have outdone yourself. I hate to be predictable. I hate for the company to be taken for granted. Everyone knows Swan Lake and Cinderella. You know, it's a great opportunity for us to show people the world of dance, and that's just it. Get other people in on another level. And, you know, I think, you know, we talked about this in other videos. I think other bands are even, you know, making, you know, fans look at different genres in a different light because they're retooling their song. You know, like The Warning, for instance, retooling Enter Sandman. great stuff if you haven't already heard it. Austin, who supervised the music for the project, said, unlike the Beatles, where you can buy 2 enormous volumes of all their scores with all the instrumental parts, there's not so much for Black Sabbath. When I was asked to take part in this project, I thought, where do you start? The Black Sabbath catalog is enormous, and it is. And it's rich and varied. And that's the thing with Black Sabbath is not only did they go through like eras with singers, but they went through phases. They changed with the times as well. They became something that was still Black Sabbath, but something that was a lot different from where they started. When I was asked to take part in this project, I thought, where do I start? Catalog is so enormous and varied. So the process initially was starting to narrow down the amount of material that we wanted to work with, that would furnish us with variety, with richness, with the different emotional tones, but also help us create this evening length show. So there's obviously more to this than obviously just the songs themselves just being played with. They're adding more to this whole thing, which I think is going to be interesting to see. And I think that's why, look, 60% of ticket buyers are Black Sabbath fans. And not only does it show Black Sabbath's staying power and their fan base, but it also shows what they're willing to check out, and that that they're looking for. I mean, at the very least, this is an awesome curiosity, and I think that these if this is sold on a album or some sort of a collectible way, it will instantly be a collectible type thing, and I'm sure they'll probably release this in some sort of format. What I love about Black Sabbath music is the glorious irregularity, all the aspects of the music, the flexibility of the tempo and the feel, the extraordinary early period Ozzy vocals, with which are stratospheric. It's exceeding Pavarotti in terms of the high notes and ringing power. This is really, I can't wait to see more of this get released. Seeing War Pigs and Black Sabbath and all that in a ballet is something that if you would have said this to me years ago, I would have laughed in your face. Because it's just the thought still seems kind of ridiculous, and here we are, and it's a very serious thing. This is not this is being undertaken by some very serious folks. So I have to take my hat off to the people that showed the respect where it's owed and where it's been earned, and really say, hey, wait a minute, I think we can shine another light on a band that has really shaped the way music has progressed, whether you like it or not. Rock and roll, heavy metal, all that has been greatly inspired by this band. This band has helped shape what we have for music and genres, for that matter, today. So it's great to see that a whole new world that would otherwise overlook such an important band in music history is now being appreciated in a world that perhaps usually wouldn't appreciate them. And I hope this opens the door to more artists and their catalogs being looked at in terms of, could we build a play out of this? Could we build a beautiful ballet out of this music? I could think of some bands that could really Styx, right off the top of my head, I could see them being a good band to do that with it. And there's a whole list of other bands. I mean, you could do Supertramp. You could go on and on with this. It would just be very cool, and especially like with bands like Rush and all that, hearing their music with symphony orchestras involved and all that. I think there's this opens up a whole new can of worms, and it's in a cool way. And where I was just talking in another video how, rock and roll and metal doesn't get the respect that it's owed. Here it is getting the respect that it's owed, but coming from a place you would never expect. But hey, at least it's getting the respect it's owed, right? Hope everybody out there is having a good one. I don't know if anybody heard about this or thought that it was just a joke. I thought it was just a joke. Nope, it's for real. Very, very cool. And once I got to thinking about it, at first, I have to admit, I laughed, and I was like, "Whoa, are you serious?" And yep. And then when I got to reading, I was like, "Wow, they're really serious about this, and they're all taking it serious." Whether you think it, or you're a fan of the ballet or not, bringing them into this world and this medium it opens up whole new doorways for other bands and legacy acts, for that matter. We have a lot of those legacy acts that are rescoring with symphonies and stuff like that. So yeah, this once again, Black Sabbath paving the way, right? Hope everybody's having a great day out there. We got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of awesome stuff. Let me know what you think about this. Are you going to go check this out? It's only run until September 30th. I'm pretty sure tickets are probably outrageous, but I don't know. Go check it out. We'll have you all linked up and everything. You can check out the article down below. Check out all the video and all that they got supplied with it. And have a great day out there, everybody. I will see you in the next one.